Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Modesty33 here, aka Crystal with a C, back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, you just happen to click on a welcome. I try to put out videos, you guys. So here we are. So today's video, you know how I like to multitask if you've watched the video before. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today is Saturday, March 13th. It's a very special day today, you guys. So I wanted to do a video, but today is my 1 year anniversary here in Houston, Texas. So yeah, a year ago today, I got up like at 5 in the morning. My friend, she dropped me off at the airport, and then I took a first class flight one way, out of South Carolina, and I arrived here in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I got a cab. I'm just telling you the whole breakdown of logistics because it's like I remember it like it was yesterday. I even remember the night before and I was sleeping in a chair. That was because like pretty much everything was moved out of my house. So I had like still the mattress, but I didn't want to sleep in the bed. Actually, I think somebody had come. I think they took the mattress, but I don't know. That's beside the point. I remember sleeping in a chair because I wanted to make sure I woke up because I needed to wake up at like 5 a.m. because I think my flight left at 7 a.m. So yeah, got here, picked up my keys, felt like I was in college again, living my little college freshman year Jenny Murphy dorm life. And yeah, got here, all my boxes and stuff were here. Everything was here except my car. So they ended up getting my car shipped here. And so yeah, like probably around 5 p.m. that day, my car arrived and I walked a few blocks down the street to go pick it up because they couldn't actually pull down this street to drop my car off. Then went to the mall and picked up, well, they're sitting over here in the corner. Went to the mall, which was, I think, about the last day that the mall was open, the Galleria last year, and picked up my AirPods Pro because that's where they were. They were sitting here waiting on me. Had to pick them up that day because the mall closed like a few days later. So that's my 1 year story in a nutshell. There's a lot more that goes into that, you guys, but that's in a nutshell what we did. So very happy to be here still a year later, but I wanted to do like a 1 year review of the apartment that I've been in thus far and just kind of give you the pros and cons of apartment living. So if you again aren't aware, I did move here from South Carolina. When I was in South Carolina, I did live in a house. I lived in a house for like a little over 8 years. And then I had lived in apartments previously to that. So I'm no stranger to apartment living, but this has been a transition coming from a house. So just want to talk about that a little bit. And of course, every apartment and every place you live in is going to be different. So I wanted to do originally like a, apartment versus house, but we're going to save that for another video because that will be quite a long discussion. There's a lot to be said about that, but I just wanted to kind of do a review of this particular apartment. Of course, I'm not going to say the name of the apartment. So I'm just going to, again, speak in general about my experience as far as transitioning from a house that I lived in for a little over 8 years back to an apartment, the pros, the cons of this particular apartment, would I recommend it? That's what we're going to do. While we're doing that, I need to take my hair down. So we're gonna go ahead and start there. Don't judge me, y'all. Yeah, this is the headband of salvation. This is what I'm gonna say because my hair looked real toe up underneath this headband. Maybe you can't tell, but it's not the best. So yeah, my hair's been like this for quite a bit. I intended, from the last video to take it down, and we're just gonna be using my little melanin hair care oil. Yeah, because I told y'all I'm a lazy natural, so we gonna be taking my hair down as I'm, doing my pros and cons. I'm not gonna finish my hair by the time the video is over. I wanted to film a few videos today, but I got things to do. Like, it's my 1 year. You would think I'd be out and about chilling, but actually I need to do overtime for my job. So I've just been doing laundry today and all, so I'm gonna get to that later on. But I pretty much finished all of my stuff that I need to get done. Lord, these knots. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work a little bit later on. So yes, so I want to go ahead and just kind of start off with the pros. I did do a video. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check that out as far as my process for picking this particular apartment. I don't really have a lot of cons for me as far as apartment living, and for me that could be due to the fact that when I was ready to let go of my house, number one. And I had put a lot of money and time into the house, so I was kind of ready to be done. I was, I said many times last year that I was just ready for my name to come off that house. Was not a bad house. If you look at my earlier videos, it was a beautiful, gorgeous house, a gift from God, but sometimes gifts, they need to be returned. I hate to say it that way because it was a wonderful house. It's just that the issues that I had, I don't think I was quite in the mental state to deal with them in a mentally sound way. We'll just put it that way. So, as far as the apartment is concerned though, let's get back to that as I'm taking my hair down. One of the pros I would say with this apartment, we're gonna start with the pros. One of the pros I would say, well, the biggest pro for this apartment is the location. So the location is like 3 miles from my job. And that's what I wanted because I really didn't want a long commute to work. In my house, my commute was like 30, 40 minutes because I did have to take the interstate. And the side of town that I was on, there was like a lot of traffic because there were like 3 schools in either direction of my house. So it's not that way here. So literally it's just like 2 streets over is my job. But since we've been working from home, that's not even really important, to be honest. But it is important for whenever I do go into the office and, if I do need to return to the office, in the future, that is important for that particular reason. But when I say location, it's not just work, but primarily that's what I was basing it off of, was work, because I knew that, didn't have anywhere else specifically I needed to go or be when I moved here besides work. But I really like the location to downtown. I like the location, I don't know, I just like the neighborhood. I like the location. Yeah, like there's a Sam's that's not far from me, a Sam's Club, and I, do pick up things from Sam's Club. There's a Kroger that's like right up the street from me, so I really like that. Could walk there. I could walk to work if I desired. I have done that once. So, yeah, that's what I would just say, the location, and even just to like shopping, plazas, stores, the mall, like all of that's pretty near. So yeah, location to me is the biggest positive of this apartment. So that would be number 1. And if I'm looking down, it's because I wrote everything down. Number 2, I felt like the other big pro about this apartment is the fact that, if something breaks or something, malfunctions, if I have any questions at all, they're very attentive here. They come like the same day if there's an issue. So yeah, very good response as far as maintenance and when things, are not working appropriately, as is when you live somewhere that eventually happens, sometimes sooner than later. But yeah, so anytime I've ever had an issue with something, and I put in a request, they come the same day. So that is another big pro, as opposed to, when you're in a house, you kind of have to figure things out. If it's an issue where if you have a friend who can come fix it, you can do that. But again, it's based on that person's schedule. Whereas here, yeah, if there's a maintenance issue, they're required to respond within a certain period of time. So typically that's going to be same day. You're going to at least get a response same day, and someone's going to come out and look at the issue, even if they can't fix it, the same day. So that is another really big pro in my opinion. So moving on from there, the next pro that I really like about this particular apartment, you can kind of see my hair. Okay, I'm sorry. But the next big pro about the apartment, they do have a service called valet trash. And what that is that essentially they have chutes and all for the trash, like down each hallway. But they also have a service that's included within, the price of the rent. So the valet trash, essentially, I just set my trash in like the little garbage bin outside of my door, and like from Sunday to Thursday, they'll come and pick it up. And they also will pick up boxes as well if you break them down. So I really like that particular service as well. So it's not like, in a house, you have to go outside and go to the corner, which is, for me, it wasn't all that inconvenient to do such things. But, literally here, you just go right outside the door and put your trash there. between certain hours, and then you just have to bring the trash can in between certain hours. So pretty much the same as a house, or my house anyway. Again, I'm talking about my experience. So yeah, the valet trash is another big pro for me of this particular apartment. The next pro, I would say, is the parking for me. They do have a parking garage for the residents, so I've never really had an issue with parking. You know, you're able to park in certain spots, but you also have a designated spot. So anytime, like, you know, just depends on what time you get, you know, you arrive back home. So, you know, there are spots that are closer. Sometimes those are available, but if it's later on and people are back, then you have to park in your designated spot. Other than that, you know, it's never been an issue where there's not any spot though. So, and I really like the parking garage because it reminds me of like when I had my own actual garage and my car's just not actually out in the elements. So if it rains, or, you know, just like even last month where it snowed, you know, my car's protected from that. I mean, your car can still freeze and all that because it's still, you know, outside. However, there's still that level of protection with the parking garage. So to me, that's a pro. The last pro I would say is, to me, it's fairly quiet. There is noise, and that will actually go into the cons as well. But to me, it's not like a noise that's like unbearable. Like, I do have, you know, someone who lives above me, people who live, you know, on the sides as well as beneath. You can hear stuff from above, but it's not like, to me, overly loud or, you know, inconvenient, anything like that, or unbearable. So, that to me is a pro. Like, you know, there's noise, but it's not like unbearable or anything. So, those are all the pros I would say for me in this particular apartment in the past year. Okay, so where are we with my hair? I haven't even been looking in the mirror. Yeah, I'm taking my hair down because the plan for me, well, I mean, my hair needs to come down anyway. I just have a mirror next to me. But, oh Lord, what is happening? Sorry, like, hair is getting stuck in my nail. But, yeah, I'm taking my hair down because tomorrow I plan to actually go to church. I really want to go to church at this place that I've been doing like a small group with. But they have like a registration, and I looked today, and either registration is full or they're just doing, you know, service for ministry workers. So, and it would be my first time visiting the church, so I'm not a ministry worker. So unfortunately, I'm not able to go to the church tomorrow, which is unfortunate. I just did like a small group Bible study yesterday with a few of the members, which was really good. So I was looking forward to visiting tomorrow, but because it's been, yeah, like a year now since I've been out of church. So yeah, that's why I'm taking my hair down. I'm probably gonna try to go to my friend's church. I don't know if she'll be there or not, if she started to go back, her and her family, but I have watched some of their services online, so I think I'm gonna go there tomorrow. It's just a bit further out because it's in another city. It's in the suburbs, essentially. So, yeah, I'll probably do like an outfit of the day or something like that tomorrow so you guys can kind of see the full look. So anyway, back on track. Those are the pros. So now let's get on to the cons of apartment living. So the first one I would say is the noise. You know, when you're in a house, you have that sense of privacy, even when the houses are pretty close. Like for me, I had a good amount of distance between myself and the two houses, like my neighbors. I was on a cul-de-sac. So to me, it was a little bit more space as far as my neighbor on like the left side of me and the neighbor on my right. And then I did have like a fence too that was there pre-existing when I moved into the house. So, yeah, like, you know, you didn't hear anything from the neighbors, essentially. It was very quiet. So, you know, when you're in an apartment, like I can hear people above me move their chair and do whatever, which I don't know how much they can hear, you know, as far as what I do and say beneath me. But that's something. And then two, because of the positioning, you know, this apartment has two buildings, but because of the positioning of where I am in the building, because this is where I wanted to be, I wanted to have like the view of the street, but then when you get the view of the street, you also get the noise of the street. So where my apartment is, you can hear like people honking their horns and stuff like that. You know, on the next road over, which is pretty much like a major road, you can hear ambulances and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me too much, to be honest. And this is actually like where I'm sitting and where, you know, I'm filming is pretty much my work area. So I can definitely hear those things when I'm working. So I'd say, yeah, that would be a con. And then two, the thing is as well, like a floor or two down on this side of where my apartment is, the pool is there. So a lot of people will congregate there. You'll hear a lot of laughing and stuff like that. It's not it's not like a huge deal to me, to be honest, because I'd rather hear laughing and people enjoying themselves than people fighting, which I never hear that. So I'm cool with it. I'm personally cool with it. It's just something to keep in mind that, you know, where your position is in the building is kind of like what you will be subject to and what you'll hear. Now, as far as the street noise, I feel like I would hear that anyway, even if I was on the other side. Just because the main road is, you're gonna hear that from whatever apartment you have, but it's just, I can also hear the traffic that goes up and down this street between the two buildings. So, which part of that traffic is because there's like a hospital too on the corner, and also like an eye doctor office, I think, like, yeah, optometry office. So there's traffic in those little areas as well. So that's part of the traffic. But again, it's not anything that's like unbearable or that's too bothersome. So it's doable for me, not a big deal. So that would be one of the cons. Another con is the cost, I would say. And you know, the cost of this apartment, it is downtown Houston, but it is higher than what I was paying for my mortgage, but I am making more money than what I was making before as well. So it kind of balances out, but at the same time, like when you make more, you pay more, it's almost like, again, it balances out, but you're not really necessarily getting ahead. Where I get ahead is the fact that the utilities are lower. So, you know, I was paying a certain amount for utilities in my house. I'm not paying as much here. Also, you know, I'm you know, getting more of an advantage even in paying more here because I don't require as much monthly maintenance. Like the house required, like I had like a lot of windows and stuff like that. So I needed a security system. So that was like $50 something a month. So I don't, you know, require that here. So yeah, the security system was another expense. Everything was sparsed out separately. So water, sewage, all of that was separate in the house. Whereas here it's all pretty much combined in the rent cost. So that's kind of where, like, even though I'm spending more, I'm still saving more as it pertains to what I was spending in the house. I don't have to worry about a lawn. So I was paying, you know, for lawn care every 2 weeks. So, you know, things like that you have to keep in mind. So it's like you're spending more, but you're also saving more. So that's been my experience anyway. So yeah. So yeah, I would say, yeah, the cost, you still think about that, it is a con. But I know, I'm like, I really kind of wish I would have got in this apartment with the current rates. Like the current rates are like $200 less than what I'm paying. But what I was originally supposed to pay was like $200 or $300 more. So in that respect, I really can't complain because still, it's still doable for me. But in years to come, I'll probably have to look at that and determine, you know, financially what's going to be the most advantageous. But yeah, again, that'll be in the years to come. So another con, so we talked about the cost, we talked about the noise. Another con, what else? Oh, it's really, actually, this is the last con. There's not many cons in my opinion, personally, for as far as from the house to the apartment. But the last con for me is the washer and dryer. Oh my gosh, especially with the amount of times that I wash clothes. Like I wash clothes every week. Actually, washing and drying has become something that's like something I look forward to be honest. So I've already done all of my laundry. I wanted to get that done before I started filming because of course you can hear that in the backdrop. But yeah, like because I wash and dry clothes like, yeah, at least once a week, and I do like about 3 loads, but I would only do 1 or 2. But because of the way this particular washer and dryer is set up, you can only do like small and medium loads. You can't do large loads because the drum, I don't know, it's something with the washer, it shakes really, really badly. And the washer just like, you know, vibrates and stuff out of place. It still does that, to be honest. I just did like 3 loads, and yeah, like it sounds like the building is coming down. So that is a major con to me. They have looked at it. They just said that, yeah, you can only do a medium or a small load. You have to, you know, spread the clothes out around the agitator, which I do. I've owned a washer and dryer for years. So I really miss my washer and dryer. Those are the 2 appliances I miss the most from the house. I remember when I sold the house, my realtor asked me about, you know, the refrigerator. She's like, oh, do you want to charge extra for the refrigerator? I was like, girl, please, like, give them people this refrigerator. I don't care. I want my washer and dryer. My washer and dryer were dope. I'm sorry. I think there's still a video where you can see them from when I, you know, purchased them. Yeah, the washer and dryer were dope. My parents now have them. These are the appliances, again, that I miss. They were just, to me, the best appliances. Out of all the appliances I purchased, the washer and dryer were absolutely the best, and they're the ones I miss the most. So, I mean, the dryer is fine, but the washer, this is why I have to wash multiple loads. Like I have to wash 3 or 4 when I don't actually have that many clothes that I produce as, you know, a single person. But because you can't put that many clothes in the washer or it vibrates, which it doesn't matter because it vibrates anyway, you know, with some loads that I do, yeah. That's a major con for me. But you know, I still wash clothes, and I'm like, well, if it's gonna shake, it's gonna shake. It'll be all right. It doesn't shake for very long. It's just the noise, like, really kind of, you know, startles me. But I mean, not just the noise, it's the vibration as well. I have a knot here. Such sadness. This is like, this ends one of 2 ways. Oh gosh, put some more oil on it and see. So in conclusion, I'm sorry, we're 22 minutes in, but in conclusion, you guys, like, personally, I would still highly recommend this apartment. If nothing else, for the location. I think for me, that's the major pro for this apartment. The noise, again, is bearable. You know, it's doable for me. You know, I've never heard anybody fighting. Really, to me, it's primarily quiet, whether it's daytime or evening time. And that might just be because, you know, I don't know, people aren't as, you know, out and about as they used to be. So, yeah, to me, it's still primarily quiet. Even though I live in a whole community, I rarely see a lot of people, to be honest. So, I don't know. It's not much of a difference to me, in my opinion. So, oh, yes, that could have been a lot worse. I did still lose some hair, but, you know, it was like this much instead of like what it could have been. Praise God. So, yeah, guys, I don't want to keep rambling because we're already 23 minutes in, but I just wanted to kind of do that review as far as how I feel about this apartment a year later. And, you know, I just wanted to focus mainly on the apartment. I didn't want to get into Houston and the Houston experience. So we'll get into that probably in another video, and we'll talk about that more. But I hope you guys really enjoyed. Again, I'm not done. I still have, you know, this whole other side to do. But yeah, I will be washing my hair in the next week. So looking forward to that. But other than that, you guys, I really appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this 1-year review of the apartment. I'll probably do an outfit of the day, maybe a short video, or maybe I'll attach it to this. I don't know, this one's already long. But yeah, I'll do a short video or something of as far as my outfit of the day when I go out to church tomorrow. Hopefully I make it. So we'll see. I already have my outfit and all picked out. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.